Halloween Ends is the possible finale to the massive Halloween franchise that started all the way back in 1978. This is the end of David Gordon Green's Blumhouse trilogy. I just call it that because it's made by Blumhouse too. And I went into this movie with a lot of excitement, and it seems that it has split a lot of people here. And I know I'm reviewing this a bit late. I saw it last night. I really need a lot of time to give my thoughts on it. This is just the continuation, basically, of Halloween Kills. About a few years later, we pick up with these characters once again. And I don't want to say exactly what's going on because it spoils those last two movies here. Let's just say I was very disappointed with this movie, though. So as a big Halloween fan, I will say I've not seen every single movie in the franchise, but I've seen the original, the sequel to that, Season of the Witch, and then both the Rob Zombie movies, which I have reactions for up on the channel. I'll link it down below, and then all the movies in this trilogy. And to be completely honest, I have not been too positive on any of the movies in the trilogy. You know, a lot of people like the 2018 one. There's just been so much about it that has annoyed me, and it's never really done it for me. Personally, it is the best of the trilogy. And then Kills, I remembered it being worse, but then I rewatched it before I saw Halloween Ends earlier in the day, and it's not a good movie, but it's not awful. I think this movie is possibly slightly better than Kills, but not as good as the 2018 one, because Halloween Ends is such a tough movie, and there's so much that I want to say in this review, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but you'll notice that a lot of things I'm saying are very vague, and there's a lot of reasons why when you watch this movie, you'll be like, oh, I understand. Let's just say they tried to take a different approach here, and that's one thing, as much as I find it of a negative here, that's one thing I really appreciate. This movie is not trying to go with the formula of Michael goes and kills a bunch of people, which a lot of people have complained about, myself included. As much as it can be fun and stuff, I like something different. This film took being something different to a whole new level, not to Season of the Witch level, but more so like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 level. And I like the attempt, although I will say it didn't exactly work for me. The new characters are hit and miss. This main character, really the main character in the movie, is this Corey guy, and he was great in the movie, but some of the writing with his character really fell flat for me, didn't make sense, felt very inconsistent, and I liked what they were going for, but that's just kind of the thing, is that you have this massive Halloween franchise, and I know that 2018 was kind of just ignoring all the other sequels, which is totally fine, but basically you have 4 movies, really, with this one included, and everyone's going to watch this movie to see the showdown between Laurie and Michael. Does it deliver on that? Sure, I would say so without saying too much. Yeah, not in the way that I expected though, and not in the most satisfying way possible. Is that part of the movie good? Yeah, I would say I enjoyed it, but the other parts of the movie, as you can tell, I'm trying not to spoil it, the other parts of the movie that are not focused on that are very, very hit and miss. The writing here is extremely inconsistent. This film does feel pretty dragged out at times. I would say in the second act is where you really feel it. The opening of the movie is very shocking, and I was like, wow, this is a cool approach. I'm really excited to see where this goes, but as stuff starts to unfold, I got very worried, and I will say by the end of the movie, I walked out feeling very unsatisfied with it overall. Good moments, and for what it was going for, I appreciate the different attempt, but man, I mean, considering this is supposed to be Halloween Ends, we'll see if this is actually the end, but it's in the title, Halloween Ends. Did it really end in a satisfying way? For me, no, but if you like this movie, I really appreciate that. And there's a chance I might do some spoiler live. That's just kind of on the table with a few people. We're just trying to figure some things out. So I know I'm being very vague in this review, but David Gordon Green is a director that, of course, I respect. It's always difficult taking a big franchise and trying to put your own spin on it, and I like that, but personally, I mean, I don't want to say that I didn't like his direction because I think it's fine. I think it's just the writing overall that really took a hit for me. All the acting is very good. Character-wise, I like the new attempts, and even taking some older characters and changing them up a bit felt fresh. But really, this movie had one simple task, and that was end the franchise in a good and satisfying way. And I don't really think it delivered on that. I do want to talk more on spoilers about this movie because I know this is very vague, but Can I recommend it? Absolutely. You should definitely go ahead and say this. I'm not saying don't watch this movie. You should, because everyone's having different thoughts on it. And I saw it with like a full theater in town, which is so different than normal, but it's such a tough one. I wasn't a fan. Halloween Ends swings for the fences and unfortunately falls short for me. I appreciate the different approach here, but as a finale to this massive franchise, it did not satisfy me. I'm going to give Halloween Ends a 2 out of 5. I hope when I watch this movie again, because I definitely will, that it goes up more. I hope my enjoyment is up. And I know some people are loving this. I know some people are absolutely hating it, saying it's one of the worst horror movies ever, which is stupid, in my opinion. Sorry. But, I don't think it is that bad. I just think that there are moments that are confusing because they don't really make sense, and the film fails to explain some things. And for a movie that's just slightly under 2 hours, it did feel like it was dragged to like 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2.5 hours. Like it really felt longer at times. I was checking my watch and wondering when it was going to be over. I do recommend watching this because every single person I talk to seems to have a different opinion, but when I walked out of the theater, I was like, damn, that was unfortunate for me. But let me know what you think of Halloween Ends in the comments down below. I hope this review wasn't too vague. I really don't want to give away a lot of things because there's so much that could be spoiled and ruin your experience. Let me know once again in the comments down below. Did you like it? Was it better than the last 2 films from David Gordon Green? And thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Over and out.